Monster Energy, please, please keep making these.
I don't have friends. I got
delicious hot schmoes. Nice! That's what she said. Dude!
Where do you get off?
Listen, I'm going to crush you.
Resulting in something. Again, this is really not my field.
IMDb has about 690,227 movies listed on their platform, which, if you can count, is about 690,217 more movies than the Fast and Furious franchise. But if you ask me, we need more. More Fast and Furious movies, that is. Everyone else can just kind of screw off. I'm here for one reason, and one reason only.
family.
But aside from the Fast and Furious franchise, how are we supposed to determine what is the best movie, a good movie, a meh movie, and what is absolute dog water? And the answer is, listen to me. I'll tell you. But we do need to lay down a few ground rules first, okay? So, listen to me. I'll tell you exactly how to determine whether a movie is the best movie in the world or absolute dog water.
You're still holding on! Let go!
Here we don't rate movies with a classic 1 out of 10 scale. Nor are we using the I'm trying to be different 5-star rating scale, which, depending on how you use that scale, is really just 1 out of 10 in disguise. Especially if you're using decimal points. And if you're using decimal points with a 1 out of 10 scale, that's just dumb, because that's basically just 1 out of 100, and that's way too many numbers for anybody to really care about. Okay? There should be a better way to describe how a movie is. A better way for you to determine, oh, this is a good movie, this is a bad movie. Not just the average 6.8 to 7.3, it was a decent movie garbage. That teaches me nothing. If I want to go see a good movie, I want somebody to be able to accurately describe that it's a good movie. I don't want this number jargon. So, don't worry, I'm not leaving you in the dark. And I will back up. I've got my rant out of the way for the moment. So, we have created a new rating scale.
You lack conviction.
One that blows all of the others out of the water because it just accurately describes movies. No math involved. It all comes down to how you feel about the movie. Here is the 7 bits, or the bombastic interdimensional tagging system.
Whoa! He's got one of those big shiny things with a lot of tubes and curly coils coming out of it. With a red doohickey and... Vin, he's got one of those fancy thingamajiggers.
These 7 tiers accurately describe any movie that you ever watch. And it gets rid of the 7 out of 10 rating that everybody is so hell-bent on putting on every movie of all time. Oh, it was a 7 out of 10. Oh, it was pretty good. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Oh, it was a decent film. I'll give it a 3.5 or a 4 out of 5. So dumb. Gosh. So, at the top of our scale, we have the best way to describe any movie ever, Mega Pog. If you don't know what Pog means, it means play of the game. Okay? Basically just means this movie is superb. It is the best moment of any time that I've spent watching a movie, is this movie. Okay? Does that make sense? Typically in this tier, these are the movies that exceed all expectations and are considered to be perfect. Now again, movie rating is subjective. Everybody has their own taste, so you could technically put any movie in this category. There are movies that should not be in this category, whether you like them or not, but you can technically put any movie at the very top of your list.
That's pretty racist, but Correct.
Now we get into the next tier down. Too good, too good. Movies that get put in this category simply mean a lot to you. They are not quite perfect movies, but they have the heart, the desire, the will to be perfect. And or they're just movies that you just can't quite put in that perfect category, otherwise you kind of come off like a shill. The third category is movies Tokyo Drift.
They're getting away.
WWVDD.
What would Vin Diesel do?
These movies are just fun. You have a good time watching them. They are good movies. They are well made. But they're not perfect by any means. And they're not that good. They're not like top tier movies, but they're movies you can find yourself watching all the time. And or third installments of any franchise ever. So, for instance, inside this category, you could find movies such as these. Lord of the Rings, Tokyo Drift. Star Wars, Return of the Tokyo Drift. And Toy Story, Tokyo Drift. Make sense? I think it does. You get my point. The next category down is one of the movies of all time. This is where we start to get to fun, bad movies. Movies that are generally created with the desire to be good, but they just miss the mark. But they're still fun to watch, and they're really fun to watch because they're bad. You know, the pop star never stop, never stopping kind of movies. You know, they're not good movies, but they're kind of fun to watch because they're just kind of bad. Make sense?
Oh, cool. Cool. No doubt.
One tier lower than one of the movies of all time is technically a movie. These movies exist. Somebody put effort into this film, and it's just so bad, if you ever did watch it, you'll probably never watch it again. These are movies like Birdemic. I don't need to say anything more other than that. That describes this category pretty perfectly.
So why didn't I flinch? Because the laws of science differ fundamentally from those of...
Now, we only got two categories left in this rating system. One right below, technically a movie, is absolute dog water. These are the films that you have to certify as just really bad. For two reasons. One, they're just genuinely not good films, and you could probably put them up a tier higher in technically a movie, but they're just so bad you want to keep them nice and low. Or they're movies that set such high expectations to be the greatest film of all time and fall so short of that set expectation that they just tumble all the way down to the bottom of the rating scale. For instance, I would put the movie Megalopolis in absolute dog water.
You were the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy this city, not join them!
At the very bottom of our list, there is a type of movie that deserves no praise. These movies should receive zero benefit of the doubt, zero praise as decent films or quality films or bad funny movies or even movies in general. These movies are so bad you wish you could just snap your finger and they cease to exist. This category is labeled Tombstone. And no matter what you think, currently there is only one movie that has ever sat this low on the totem pole. And that movie itself is the namesake, Tombstone.
I don't believe what I'm hearing.
Oh, you want to fight, don't you? You think I made a bad take. Tombstone is the absolute worst movie of all time.
Liar!
You are either lying or you're stupid!
You can't convince me of that. My friends can't convince me of that. And nobody ever will. You want to know why? because it's so bad, I have never seen it. And it's so bad that I never will. So, type away, feel strong as you do so, but just know that you're wrong. Because Tombstone is the worst movie of all time.
Oh no, I gotta get out of here.
I'll prove it. Not today. I can't prove it today. I don't have time. But with this rating system, we are going to determine not only that Tombstone is the worst movie of all time, but we are also going to determine what is the best movie. That's the question that I really want you to answer, is what, in your opinion, is the best movie of all time? Again, it can't be Tombstone because, as we just determined, it is on the bottom of the list, down in its own category, named after itself. But if you want to argue any other movie, I will hear you out, and we will take a deep dive into that movie and determine which category does it fit in. Does it fit in Pog, Too Good, Too Good, movie, Tokyo Drift, one of the movies of all time, technically a movie, absolute dog water, or maybe, who knows, maybe we will determine that Tombstone's not the only movie that deserves to be so low on the totem pole. Anyway, I hope you now have the information you need in order to accurately rate movies. Now, if you're not going to go ahead and use the rating system all over the internet and under every other review video ever, rate a movie into one of these categories, then I ask you this. Why do you use a number scale? Numbers don't describe feeling. They only describe themselves. So, we are going to close off today's video with a sip of the good old stuff. I just want to reiterate, Tombstone's terrible. Don't watch that movie. I've never seen it, never will. Have a good one, guys.